How's it going, everybody? I have no idea if my phone's gonna work, but I've been struggling to get the feed up. There was a lot of discussion about from the left and the right, and you can clearly see the divide in opinion. But it's very interesting. There's a small group of Antifa. I'm gonna loop around because the police are getting really angry. If you're just tuning in, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Timcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, new news videos every single day, 6 p.m. Eastern. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live streams where I give you a conversation about what's going on. Right now, I am on the ground in Berkeley as a free speech rally put on by mostly Trump supporters, and I'd say run-of-the-mill conservatives is taking place. There's a small group of, I would call it Antifa light, anti-fascist light. They're not, it's not like last time, there's no masks or anything, but there's people with signs saying no fascism and things like that. But it's a group, and they're not wearing masks, and they're standing across the street with signs, so it's much, much different. I will say this event has been ridiculously peaceful. For those that are tuning in on the live stream now, you can use a feature called Super Chat. Bad connection, there we go, right? Nothing I can do about it. Rickrolling. Super Chat allows you to comment and have your comments appear above everyone else's, and it's just a small donation of whatever it is. The connection here has been dirt. There's nothing I can really do about it. But I'll let you know that I'm trying. I'm gonna walk over here to see if it clears up, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna walk back. Masked up?
One of them is.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's Antifa right there. Okay, is the connection improving over here? It looks good. Thank you guys for tuning back in and joining. Just across the street, Trump must go by any means necessary. So it looks like this might be BAM. No, refuse fascism. No business as usual. Yep, so that across the street is by any means necessary, which has been a controversial group for a lot of people, with a lot of stories in the news about violence and things like that. If you are just tuning in, hit that like button, because what that does is it shows YouTube that you're engaging with the channel, and then YouTube will start showing this live stream to more people that think might interact with it. And that is one of the really effective ways to help share this news. You know, for a long time I did live stream and stuff. I just did it, hoping that people would share and people would watch. YouTube is a massive network, and if the algorithm is done right, then YouTube will just show the video to people. So across the street we got Berkeley High School, home of the Yellow Jackets. And we got Antifa on the other side of the street, so I'm gonna see if I can walk over there with some of these other journalists.
I mean, hella people already win. I hope they're okay. Yeah. I appreciate you making a safe choice. We're thinking about what you want.
Excuse me, are you a teacher?
I'm a
Oh, do you mind if I interviewed you and ask you about some stuff?
We have like a public information officer.
Oh, okay. Thank you, though. So the woman was just standing next to me. She was a vice principal, and she's telling the students to be careful, that things are dangerous, and if you go down there, you go there at your own risk. Many of the students have opted just to stay on the corner, and she said, I appreciate you making the smarter choice. I will say that what I've heard from the high school students, the teachers, you know, they don't really take issue with the students across the street on the protest, the counter-protest side. And there's a concern over a fair representation, I should say. However, I will admit, for the vice principal to tell these students it could get dangerous here is absolutely fair. Whether or not one side or the other is starting violence, violence is absolutely possible, and you don't know who will be the instigator. That being said, there are a lot of young people here, And for the vice principal to warn them about the possible dangers, but tell them if they go there, it's their own choice, I think that's respectable.
There's people like at the only open gate, and that's not a problem.
Oh, of your school?
Yeah, after school, that's what I'm saying. They're over there, right by the gate, and that's not a problem, but it's a problem for these guys over here to be over here.
What? I heard the vice principal just tell the students it's dangerous if they came over
Yeah,
here.
but evidently it's not dangerous to go outside the one open gate where there's traffic guys.
But are they like masked up and?
One of them is. Last time I checked.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not.
Well, I think the difference is there's two groups here facing each other, mad at each other. So there's a.
Not a way to go. Picture your mom, your dad, what they're asking you to do right now. No. It's bad news. It's not a good place for young people.
I feel like telling a bunch of young kids not to do it's going to make them want to do it. Hey kids, don't do this, and I could see they all got smiles on their face, like, oh, I want to go
They've
now.
already been through though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been through a lot. So. It's totally
Well, look,
fine.
she said it was a pro-Trump event, and I think that's not 100% accurate, but I think it's a pretty fair assessment. These people are very pro-Trump.
Yes, that's
they're saying a ton of pro stuff. I don't fault them for trying to make sure kids don't look. There's a lot of violence here last time. I think it's possible they have a wrong interpretation of fault, right? They might cite it on one side. I think when two people come together and there's violence, it's like, who are you going to blame but everyone fighting? Some may be more at fault than others. But at the end of the day,
Yeah, no, if you use violence against violence, you still use violence.
I love your stream, man.
thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Seriously.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
So much.
No, I just, there's taking the high road. There's accepting that, you might not be the aggressor, but pushing, fighting. It's like, I don't know, escalation, right? You're a party to escalation. And so it's hard to say, I just can't say everyone's innocent in this.
Well, I wish, you've heard rules for radicals, right?
What, rules for radicals?
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Right. Well, essentially there's like Gandhi's salt walk or whatever.
Yeah.
So if everybody if Antifa showed and family, which there's a poster, but that's all there is. If everybody would just sit down and do nothing and just publicly passive, that's not good.
Yeah, these guys are Antifa.
They're Antifa.
So this guy's got a My Little Pony on his bag and a red bandana on his face. The guy in front of him, these guys were just protesting on the Antifa side. So I'm not gonna lurk them, but Antifa people are coming over. So certainly not nearly as bad as it was 2 weeks ago. This is overall has been a very, very peaceful event with very little direct confrontation. I would say the police are doing a very good job of keeping the groups separated. The groups are relatively small, however. Now, these two guys that are walking through here were just on the Antifa side protesting.
I think they were banned.
They were.
A sign that said banned. They might be banned.
And now we got the Oath Keepers here just smiling and staying nearby. So this guy with the bandana just walked in, and I believe his name is Rhodes. One of the Oath Keepers just walked by him. I don't think he said anything. And this guy just sort of turned around. So it looks like the high school kids who were warned not to come in have come in, and they're smiling and laughing about it. So I tried talking with the vice principal who is standing on the street corner right now, and she said that they have a public information office and she's not really allowed to speak. So I can't get a direct statement from her, but there's a vice principal and another woman. They're standing here at Alston and Milvia, which is just, you can see straight ahead, that's where the rally's taking place. And then right here on the corner is where the teachers are, and she's warning high school students to make, what they've been saying is make the smart choice. What would your parents want you to do? It could be very dangerous if you go in here. one of the students said, "What's going on?" And she said, "It's a pro-Trump rally." Now, one of the students told me that his teacher said it was a Nazi event, and that's just not true. There's certainly no Nazis here. There were some white nationalists at the last event. I think Nazi gets thrown around too much and kind of loses its meaning, but there really were white nationalists at the last event. I'm sure some of the people here probably align with white nationalism, but most of the people here, I would say, are just run-of-the-mill conservatives, legitimately. However, I definitely saw Deus Vult sweaters. So we know that there are some people, you know, I don't want to say someone is a white nationalist simply because they're wearing Deus Vult, but that is the battle cry for the Crusades. So it's a religious thing, I'll put it that way. So there are definitely more, I guess, non-average, I don't know what the right way to say it is, uncommon views, to put it that way. No, I'm not saying Deus Vult is racist, not at all. It's a battle cry of the Crusades, and it's genuinely associated with people who are, well, I don't know how to say it, but anti-Islam. Obviously, it's the battle cry of the Crusades, so I think that's a safe assessment. And many people on the left view that as racist. Certainly, I don't think that fits the definition. No, I guess you'd call that religiousist or something. But that now everyone's screaming Deus Vult in the comments. You see what happens when you tell a kid not to do something. The teacher is telling the kids that it's dangerous to come here, and I saw the smiles on those kids' faces. They got so excited. Certainly, telling a kid not to do something is the surefire way to get them to do it. I don't know the effective way to get them not to do it, because telling them not to do it, it's not going to work. If you are just tuning in, or if you're watching and you haven't already, mash that like button, because it helps boost the YouTube algorithm, and then YouTube will start showing a bunch of other people this stream, because they're going to be like, hey, a bunch of people, you know, said this was a good video, so you should watch it too. And then more people will get to watch what's happening here on the ground in Berkeley. I gotta say, it's pretty chill. Been here since earlier in the day. I have an interview up with one of the speakers, Baked Alaska. So if you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Timcast, I mean, you're watching the live stream right now. There, just published a little while ago, 6 p.m. Eastern, was the interview I did with Baked. So check it out. I guess the bigger challenge is trying to get a video set up for tomorrow, because usually what I'll do is I'll shoot one day, edit, and then have it ready for the next day. But because of this breaking news, I'm spending almost all of my time filming here in the street at Berkeley. But you know what? I'll never let you down. I'll definitely have a video up tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be here so long as this stuff's going down. Heck, Volt. I had to explain to someone from Antifa that Kek, the Kekistan flag, was not a Nazi flag, that it was a reference to a meme originating from World of Warcraft, and he was dumbfounded. He didn't believe it, and I had to explain to him what Kek means, LOL, and the meme, and it sort of his shocked look on his face when he realized that the flag was literally a joke, and that it wasn't representing a specific ideology of fascism or anything like that. So one of the high school students was just telling me, we was walking by, that at this school, in front of one of the gates, there's some Antifa members, and across the street, actually, yeah, just right there by the theater entrance, you can see By Any Means Necessary, which, look, by its name, By Any Means Necessary is literally extremism. It is the definition. He was complaining that teachers have no issue with the students walking through one side and not the other. So I believe it is very likely that the teachers have a mischaracterization of fault. I think regardless of fault, violence is a possibility, but the teachers certainly think it's the rally that's engaging in violence, which I certainly would disagree with. But I would certainly agree with the fact that should Antifa enter the park, there will definitely be violence, and you'll definitely see people from the rally start swinging. So I don't think it's unfair that she's advising children from the high school not to come here, but just wanted to point out that I think she's obviously got a skewed perspective on the situation, because, you know, there are two factions involved in this, not one. Kekistan. A bit of information for all of you watching. Stan, like Pakistan, Afghanistan, I believe, I could be wrong, but you can Google this, I believe it means city. City. That means Kekistan means city of Kek. Well, the police are mobilizing. Looks like somebody just got pulled over. The cops are starting to move in on them.
We love our cops! Our law enforcement! I think they might arrest this guy.
What happened?
This guy was like 3/4 of his body out the car going, "Fuck Donald Trump!" And so apparently he was impeding traffic, and the cops kept telling him to move, and they wouldn't go.
I think they're writing the ticket.
Yeah, I think no, he was like blocking traffic and making a nuisance. So they just kind of pulled him over. No, you can go. Here's the thing: the cops. No, they will protect you. You have to use the crosswalk, or else you will get a jaywalking citation. That's the only. So you should go over there.
I wonder which side the cops are more worried about, genuinely.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, the cops were laughing.
There you go.
Yeah?
Yeah, there you go.
From the mouth of the cops. We're worried about everybody.
Oh, I don't mean you're worried about, I mean in terms of like throwing a rock. You know, right?
Can't put it past anybody.
Yeah.
So is he's probably getting a citation for what? Blocking traffic, you would guess?
There are a number of things he cited.
True, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, I just got to get my...
Hi. Hi. Don't shake your head.
It might not be on the code.
Love you too. We love you. Wait, what is this? Is that a lockbox?
No, it's like a radio transmitter.
Oh, nice.
This guy.
It's a microwave for when he wants to cook food.
Did I tell you?
He's getting a ticket, yeah.
Did I tell you someone from the city of Berkeley came up to me and said, like, Big Alaska, I'm a big fan of yours. I work for the city of Berkeley, but I cannot tell you who I am. And he was like in a suit, and then he just walked away. I was like, huh.
That's why that guy in the hotel knew who you were. Yeah, so if for those that are watching, I interviewed Bake the other day, and while we were walking to his room, some guy got in his face and yelled something about Trump.
Yeah.
And you weren't wearing anything Trump.
I wasn't wearing any Trump gear, and he's like, Trump's a fucking asshole, and got in my face. And I was at my hotel just trying to...
They know who you are, man.
recognize you, though.
Yeah, well, Antifa knows who I am. They're screaming things at me. You know. They're calling me KKK. They're calling me fascist. The funny thing I was saying...
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go over there.
I just wanted... It's been crowd forming for no reason.
Sure. Well, the funny thing is when Antifa was screaming, no fascists, no Nazis, no KKK, I actually yelled back. I said, yes, I agree with you. No Nazis, no fascists, no KKK. I don't like them either. So I said I agree, but they didn't find it very funny. So
What do you think would happen if you crossed the street? Honestly, I don't think anything would happen.
I don't think anything would happen. There's too much.
I don't think it's about not doing shit. I just don't think the tension, the mood. I don't think anyone here is ready for any kind of that. You know what happened last time. It's just not here.
Yeah.
It's a lot of young kids. It's a lot of I think it's mostly just BAM. But there's the vice principal for the school is right over here, and she's warning the kids not to come down here because it could get dangerous. It is, yeah.
Class is about to get out and shit.
That's right.
She was telling the kids, make the smart choice. What would your parents say? It could be dangerous. And then one of the kids, they all start smiling, at big huge grins on their faces because you tell a kid not to do it. But then they said, "What's happening?" She said, "It's a pro-Trump event. We can't. It might get dangerous. Blah blah blah." And
Right. Should we go see? You should go see the guy who's getting a ticket. You should go.
Where's Gavin? Is he late? I mean, he had to fly in at last minute. That's intense.
I mean, this is kind of an instant karma situation, you You're standing up out of your car yelling "fuck Donald Trump," and then you get a ticket.
Oh, you got a ticket, man. It looks like you got a ticket. I don't know if he got a ticket, but it looks like he did. Now, see, this guy's bringing a Coke. That's wrong soda.
Wrong soda, dude.
Yeah. So if you are watching right now, there's a thing called Super Chat, where if you give me all of your money, I can see what you say. Your comment appears above everyone else's. So if you want to support my work, you can use Super Chat and I can see your comments, and I'll depending on what they are, I can read them out, give a shout out, or answer questions. But you can also go to patreon.com/Timcast and give whatever you'd like monthly. But more importantly, guys, I'm really close to hitting 100,000 subscribers, and you have no idea how good that makes me feel that you all, the people on my channel, that you guys watching support the work that I'm doing, because YouTube will send me a little silver medal once I hit that number, and that gives me emotional validation that the gigantic corporate interests of Google care about me. Someone's saying Gavin is speaking right now.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I'll go check it out.
Where'd you move to?
The main reason that I came over here was simply because my connection is no good. And this is an area where it works. I would rather live stream something than just stand around with nothing working. That being said, I've also got to I'll probably shoot another interview. I'll do an interview with one of the speakers after the fact and kind of do a wrap up. Maybe even with Baked and somebody else. But looks like Gavin might be speaking. If you're not familiar with Gavin, and I'm sure many of you are, he's one of the founders of Vice, but he left around 2007, I believe. And now he's working for The Rebel, and boy, I gotta say, Vice takes a pretty hard left stance on a lot of things. Not always, they do a fairly decent job sometimes, but The Rebel, they are conservative.
We love race cars.
Excuse me. Wow. Yeah, there's no getting it.
Any time Trump is allowed to venture an opinion on important foreign policy because Trump's son wasn't killed in Iraq. If that's true, why not allow only military families to vote in presidential elections? Or any elections? Hey, where'd all the Democrats go?
I don't even know where the hell he is.
I don't think that's
Excuse me.
Gavin's here.
Excuse me. Hey, Paul. How's it going, man? Hey, you can see the side of his head. Excuse me. Sorry. All right, well, the bad news is, for those that are watching my stream, I can't get anywhere close to Gavin. He's much too famous with this crowd. I'm sure there are many live streams that are trained on him because I saw them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and stay up by the where the tensions are rising with Antifa and with, really it's just Antifa, but I want to go stay and check out what's going on with them, so I can at least provide you with an alternative view, something at least substantive. And again, for those that are watching, you could help by sharing the live stream, sharing my channel, tell your friends to subscribe, and help spread the news that what's going on. And I can't afford massive ad campaigns, but you guys can just pop a share, and there you go. I'm gonna go cross over to the Antifa side and maybe interview some of these people. So this guy here, I was just over here like a second ago, but apparently he was hanging out of his car. Oh man, he looks stressed out. He might be getting in some pretty big trouble. He was hanging out his window screaming, F Donald Trump, and it looks like the police are not too happy with his behavior. Motor vehicle is a very dangerous object when mishandled. So it looks like he's getting in some trouble, and I think he might have a citation. That's got to be stressful, but you have free speech, you have the right to protest, but when you're in a car, you can't just stop in the middle of the road and start yelling stuff out your window. looks like he got a ticket.
I'm supposed to be. Yeah. I'm
This is what it looks like from the other side by the school. So this building here is Berkeley High, it looks like. And then you have the rally. And you've got the police. But you know, the rally's going off without a hitch, really. Not a whole lot of violence. None, actually none. I think the worst thing we've seen so far is that guy just got a ticket. This time's a little different. You know, we can see the police here lining the streets on the counter-protest side. There's a man walking around with a bubble machine spraying everyone with bubbles. Let's see. Pop over to the super chat, just make sure I'm not missing anybody. Someone said, keep up the good work. Hey, thanks, man. Jack Chapman II, $50. Wow, seriously, appreciate it. Someone said, I dare you. Okay, look, I'm not gonna. Someone said, I dare you to yell World Star. I won't. I'm not gonna, but. But thanks everybody who's contributing on super chat. Seriously, I never thought I'd see the day where live streaming became sustainable. So it looks like Gavin might be leaving, so everyone's sort of chasing after him. And as long as nothing's happening here... I walked a whole lot today, you guys. So Gavin's a pretty well-known guy. I mean, from starting Vice to being one of the anchors for The Rebel. I'm not sure if he started The Rebel. I've heard that. I'm not 100% sure. I also don't know if they're going to give me a jaywalking ticket for crossing right here. Nope, guess not. You know, let me just say this. I've been to a lot of tense situations, and it's usually the chaos that incites people that to watch. I mean, to get people to watch when they know crazy stuff is going to happen. And it has been very peaceful. The conservative groups, the Trump supporters, they are speaking their mind. They've even had, earlier in the day, a liberal woman speak. And it was a bit contentious, but a man stood up and said, even the opposition is allowed to speak, and everyone cheered. And she spoke. This has been one of the most chill, political, controversial events I've covered. Looks like this has got to be everyone following Gavin, interviewing him, asking him questions. I gotta say, I went to the deplorable. I was filming and interviewing a lot of these people, and I watched Gavin punch a dude in the face. I don't know if he actually hit him, but I gotta say, the least person, like the least. If there's one person I'm absolutely not worried about in terms of what's going on here, is Gavin McInnes. I'm actually more worried that he'll end up in jail for hitting someone instead of getting hit. Oh yeah, there's no guy anywhere near that fella. But they're all clapping. He must have said something.
Stop sign knows it's up. Smaller one.
Excuse me. And there's Gavin. And he is up. Gavin is known for his controversial opinions. That guy just yelled, "Yo, fuck white people."
Oh, hey,
How's it going?
I don't send money on the internet.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the contribution. Yeah, thanks. Little known phenomenon for those that are watching, because this is something that's happened to me the entire time I have been producing live news, is that it's a bit of a challenge. And I don't, okay, as much as I appreciate people donating and the super chat and stuff, you know, someone just handed me some money, and I really do appreciate it. But, you know, I'm not going to tell someone that they can't donate to the work I'm doing. But it is kind of, it could get dangerous for me when someone hands me cash. Yeah. So I'm out here, and many people, you know, they're like, hey, I love what you're doing. They just hand me some cash. And it's always been that way. Since Occupy Wall Street, I've had the left just walk up and hand me food, cash, batteries, just because they like the fact that I'm streaming and I'm you know, covering the event. And it's great, you know, the contributions, absolutely, I couldn't do it without it. But yeah, I got to bring it up, I suppose. Bad connection. Ouch. So for those that are watching, when you press F, does that like the video or something? Man, I'm a bad YouTuber, aren't I? And I have no idea why the connection just got so bad. Whoa, hello, what's this? Lots of police just pulled up. Bad connection. Okay, connection's improving. Good news. Press F. Little known secret that if you give the thumbs up, if you click the like button, the streaming stream quality starts improving. So it looks like we got one of the Trump fellers over here on the Antifa side. A couple of them actually. See if we can get up and see what's happening.
Come here right now and represent our interests and have a debate. So I do appreciate
Okay,
you
he wants
for
to
saying
say
how you
something.
feel.
Okay, we'd love to hear.
I apologize to all of you guys. I love your sticker, dude. What?
My man, hey, let's shake hands.
I like music.
Yeah!
Personalities.
I want to say that I like your sticker. Maybe not your views, but I like your sticker.
Respect.
But
That's what it's all about.
I respect you.
I like Antifa now.
And I want to say that I hope you respect me and her as well as her.
I respect every individual that came out here. I know that we all have strong beliefs and we're willing to stand up and fight for those beliefs, but regardless of what side, we came together, we shook hands, and we had a debate and we talked about it. And I'd like to talk more because, you know, we vary in political ideology. We do. And, you know, we feel that we're right and you feel you're right. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're all still Americans, are we not? We all still love this country.
Hold on. Let him speak. All right, America has done shit for black people in the past 300 years.
America has ancestors.
Hey, chill. I'm still speaking. I'm still speaking.
I agree 100%.
It was never great. America was never great.
But you know what?
Everybody
What we
watching
need to
Luke's
do,
channel, you gotta hit
all
the
of
like
us,
button
is
right now.
organize and get people empowered that represent the black community, represent all communities and all people, and get them empowered and make a change. And this is exactly how we do it. So we don't need to fight. We don't need to incite violence. We need to come and talk about it. That's it. Bottom line.
Dude, he's trying to deport me. Like I'm basically mixed. I'm black and Mexican. Your president's trying to deport me. Yes. He's not going to deport me rather or not.
Guys, are you a citizen? Are you a citizen?
We're not trying to do that.
So what? Were they citizens when they landed on Plymouth Rock? No, they stole this land from native people.
Guess what? 400 years later, I'm still being treated as a
That's right. So I agree that everybody has the right to do that. But you're talking about, you talk about having people represent other people. So you honestly think Trump is somebody who represents my color, his color?
He represents my color.
Well, what we have
My
to
color
realize,
is red, white, and blue.
Hold on a second. What we have to realize.
Those are multiple
Hold on a
colors.
second. Hold on a
I'm sorry,
second. The mainstream media, you know, a lot of people grow up trusting these journalists, but what you need to realize is the owners of the mainstream media and the executives have an agenda to be pushed. Divide and conquer is what they want to do. A tyrannical government's biggest fear is unity in the people. I could come to your side, shake your hand, and say, I like who you are, and I appreciate you coming out and fighting for your right. And that's what you guys need to do.
No, you're right.
And it's the same on our side.
No, you're right on that. But if you think about it, we're over here trying to do our unity. We're over here trying to do the unity of you as well. But at the same time, our government and the Trump at the top is not doing that. Right. You have to understand what I'm saying too, all right?
You know what Sessions did? Sessions called the Mexicans
Donald Trump
2 weeks ago.
Disrespects my people, my culture, and that's what happened.
Like, exactly what is this saying?
Look, okay. Why did he call all Mexicans rapists and murderers?
He didn't. That's fake news.
He said
No,
he said
It's taken out of context.
Well, for the exact
Yes, we can people on the right are.
Dude, your hair is tight, bro. That's
Violent drug cartels on our border, and we need to keep it secure to keep all Americans safe, including you.
Right. So what about those refugees that are actually living in fear every day of those same rapists and murderers that you guys talk about? What about them?
Well, what about the people that are homeless on our streets? You know, because there's this huge importation of migrants. You don't know me, and you don't know what I do, and you don't know the fundraisers that I do. I provide, and I try to help everyone that I possibly can, and give them a platform to allow them to defend their interests. So that's why we came over to this side, because I want to hear your voice, because I don't know what Antifa is about.
Nothing to do with America.
Yes, it
we
does.
care about our
Has
own country.
everything to
No,
do
it
with
doesn't.
America.
You know what? I am all for people. I am all for people coming to this country and trying to pursue the American dream. I don't care what color you are, yellow, purple, brown, black, white, whatever it is. The bottom line is I know and I have noticed that the U.S. government has historically oppressed the black community, and I don't tolerate that bullshit. I don't like that. We need a leader that's visionary and knows what's happening on these streets and knows what's going on in these communities. Hold on a second. Hold on. Regardless if you don't like Trump or not. Hold on a second. I'm saying we need visionary leadership.
I want you to realize that Donald Trump got inherited however many $1 million. You guys get the number right. I came from nothing. He does not know what the fuck I went through. He doesn't know. He does not know the struggle that I went through as a black man without a father. He does not know the oppression that I deal with when I go to the liquor store. That's not even a place where I can get healthy food. I go to the liquor store and buy chips for $2 to support my brother and fucking sister because I grew up with nothing because of this American dream that has implanted visions in black men's lives, in Latino men and women's lives, in Asian men and women's lives that oppress us and make us feel like we are less.
Oh, they're throwing stuff. There's an arrest right now. Someone's being arrested, and they started throwing stuff. We got... The cops have pulled out...
didn't do anything.
Less lethal weapons. Looks like they're not going to tolerate anything this time. They're having a hard time cuffing this person. We can see two officers. They got the orange holsters. Look like beanbag rounds. No. Right now, we have one arrest so far, it looks like. There may have been more, but here at the rallies, the first I've seen. Looks like he's refusing to go in the car. Excuse me.
I'm across the street though. I'm across the street. I'm not engaged with this bullshit. So you can't do anything about that. I can protest if I want to. I can be here if I want to. Okay, that's fine. Like, yes, it is fine. I know it's fine. That's why I'm here.
Tim, right?
The fuck?
Casey. Nice to meet you.
I'm not. They're the ones that come to my school. Who's the fuck that tell me I can't go to my own fucking school? They're the ones that are here. Coming on my campus.
Oh, dude, I saw Tim Pool.
Yeah, I saw him too. What's going on?
My brother was watching your live stream. That's
Oh, yeah. It died earlier because it overheated. It took me like an hour to get it back up.
Dude, you're like the only moderate media.
Moderate?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
as non-partisan as it can.
Yeah.
Which is not very non-partisan. But
I just don't like any. I don't like any politician. There you go.
That's good stuff. You should start a channel, bro.
Like YouTube? Yeah, YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay. Is that how you like it?
that's pretty stupid.
Yeah, I'm doing my YouTube. So I guess they arrested that guy for jaywalking.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he was like, they thought he was trying to go over there. I think that's
But I've seen people cross back and forth.
I know, it just makes sense because anybody can cross right there.
I think it was jaywalking. Because they've tried people already if you try and cross.
Just for arrest or two.
It is, yeah. Any offense, even a petty offense. Yep.
Crazy.
Come on.
I did.
All right, man. Once you reach 1 million subscribers, take the video.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You wouldn't be in the middle of the street between two lines of police officers. Okay? That's why you guys are standing here. That's why you guys are standing here. Okay, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the person who got arrested. Okay? No, you're talking about both. I'm talking about one. Okay? That person's peaceful back there right now. Okay, the other person didn't. They ordered. That's the difference. Okay? That's it. I've already explained myself to you, okay? You got my explanation, that's fine. Okay? Don't be violent with other people, like you say whatever you want. Yeah? Is that okay?
sounds like the police are saying that the man that just got arrested was trying to cross the police line, I believe. But you got a bunch of Trump supporters on one side now gathering up, and you've got many of the counter-protesters on the other side. But there's a bit, some mix. I mean, Baked Alaska's over here with that guy Mike, and they're talking to people.
Let's have a live debate on this.
I am not inciting a riot. I'm talking to Americans. What are you talking about?
Sounds like Baked Alaska's being removed from this side of the street.
How am I inciting a riot, sir? I'm talking to Americans. Why can't I talk to I'm on a public sidewalk. Am I not allowed to be here? I'm allowed to be here. Okay, I will stay here.
Look, we are defending our right to free speech.
We have a right to free speech.
We have a right to ask the opposition.
We're not inciting any violence. We don't promote anything.
We say hell no!
We say
We say hell no! We say hell no!
We have a lot of live streams, we have a lot of things, we have a lot of questions we want to ask, we want to have a lively debate as Americans. That's the unifying factor. That's right. Up to the point where let's not get the violence is being incited by the leftists and the because even look at the last rally.
We say hell no! We say hell no! Get the fuck out of here, you fucking bigot! We say hell no! Trump says Jim Crow, we say hell no!
Shooting.
Jim Crow, we say hell no! Says Jim Crow, we say hell no! Jim Crow, we say hell no! Jim Crow, we say hell
There's
no!
another arrest. I'm not sure, but everyone's rushing over to a couple.
On the other side, I let them know.
Get the fuck out! Hell no! Says Jim Crow, we say hell no!
Having a healthy debate, and that's what we need.
We say hell no!
That's right.
We say hell no!
I would like to call upon Antifa to ask if you have a debate so I can understand your side and your
We
interests.
say hell no!
Any speaker would like to come out and talk to us and debate and represent yourself, I would like you to come forward and have a lively debate with us. No violence.
We say hell
We are all Americans. Let's come together. Let's talk about
hell
this.
no!
No, I don't like the KKK.
We say hell
Fuck the
no!
KKK. There's something we can agree on. Fuck the KKK.
We can all agree that the KKK is a terrible organization. No one supports them from either side.
I mean, shit, I'll chant it.
The false mainstream media narratives are manipulating public opinion. We need to realize what's happening and combat that.
My great grandmother was
Say hell no!
don't like them. They're a bunch of fucks.
And then bunch of people started like that.
Hell no!
All the counter-protesting.
We say hell no!
If there's any Antifa leadership, I would like you to come forward and have a debate with us.
We say hell no.
Whatever their organization is, if you have a leadership.
Well, they were coming over here and talking to people on live stream, but then one guy came up and got pretty belligerent, and the police moved in and pushed him away, and then they basically just asked Bake and the guy Mike to go to the other side, but Bake is refusing. He's like, I have a right to be here, and the cops are like, okay, fine, but we're going to stay here and separate you guys.
We say hell no.
Do not support me.
We say hell no.
I think it's kind of sad because a lot of the people that were on the counter protest side were just talking to Bake. The tensions got too hot, and they, so they got to separate them. And now the conversation stops.
We say hell no.
Good.
Hell no. We say hell no. We say hell no. We say hell no. We say hell no.
That's not even rubber.
We say hell no. They found it on the ground and some people. We say hell no. Hey, why are you fighting? Okay. That was not us. He is not with us. Right? He is not our city aisle. We don't even know him. The Antifa side is Roman saluting. I just saw him right there. Why would you do that? He's coming. I don't believe it. We talked about
How you guys doing? Interesting day at work?
The Berkeley I remember in the 60s was the free speech center. Donald Trump, go away.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, this has been the most interesting part of the day.
Dude, you had a really good point.
Different sides talking.
Media to see that point as well. Let's talk about it, man. Come here.
At some point. It's a little shit. We shook hands with a lot of the Antifa people.
There's hope here. It's the older cultural Marxists that are so concerned with holding down jobs and enforcing this cultural Marxism narrative.
Hey, how you doing?
USA, no Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA.
No Trump!
It's not about free speech, it's fascism. It's not about
Much love.
Even though you're a Trump supporter,
Even though you're whatever you support. Bro, much love. Happy birthday.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. No matter what side you're on, we're all American.
That was it.
Oh, hey, it's the vice dude.
Why don't you arrest
Violent act.
Someone just said, hey, it's the vice dude. That's crazy. I haven't been there in 2.5 years. 3 years now? 2.5 years. And people are still like, oh, I saw you on Vice, because those videos are still up on YouTube. Like, people still watch them. Fun stuff. All right, cross. Safe. All right, cross. Back to the Trump side.
They want to spy on you. Trump wants to see you naked.
All right, if the feed starts getting a little weak, I'll scoot back over to the other side. But you know, I gotta say, it's really hard to talk or hear because they're just chanting over everybody. The chanting shuts down the conversations, which is a bit disappointing, I suppose. Justice Park. Looks like the event ended. There's a lot of people exiting out the other side. The rally's pretty much wrapped up, it looks like, and that's why I think we're seeing so many people gather at the street, because the counter-protesters were here. You know, honestly, if the counter-protesters weren't here, everyone would just be leaving right now. There'd be nothing really going on at all. So let's see what's going on in the park. Everyone's gone. If you're just tuning in, if you haven't already, hit the like button because it really does help. It boosts the channel algorithm so that YouTube will show the feed to more people. But you can also find me on Twitter @TimCast. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't know how many of you who are watching get notifications about my live streams, but if you are a regular viewer of my channel, you can click the little bell icon too, because apparently that does something. I have no idea. YouTube's crazy right now, but I'm doing new videos every single day. I just put up an interview with Baked Alaska, who's one of the speakers here. It's pretty long, it's like 25 minutes, but check it out. Watch it or not, you know, it's up to you, but I appreciate all of you tuning in. You can use Super Chat. If you make a donation to the channel, your comment will appear above everyone else's, and then I can actually read just those chats and answer questions, give shout outs to the people who are talking, and I could even, to a certain degree, read your comments. I know a lot of people have some pretty outrageous comments, so I don't know if I can say everything, but, you know, so you can help out by sharing the feed. Oh, I see some Super Chats coming in. Super Chat, you guys rock. Hey Tim, you're one of only a couple of content creators that I feel need to keep creating. Your work is necessary for the public. Keep it up. Seriously, that means a lot to me. I really appreciate it.
Great
How's it going,
here, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks,
brother.
Appreciate it. I wouldn't do it if people didn't watch. Actually, I take that back. I'd probably do this anyway, even if I only had one person watching, because I gotta be honest, it's something I find that's fun. You know, I don't do a lot of live streams, but most people know me for my live streams just because they tend to be big breaking news stories. But, you know, most of the work I've done over the past few years has been documentary, some for TV, mostly for Vice back in 2013 and 2014. And allergies, thank you. What looks like, I wonder who this is with. What is their KTVU local? So it's interesting, just a moment ago across the street, somebody yelled, "Fuck the KKK." And then Baked Alaska, he's one of the speakers here on the Trump side, said, yes, absolutely, and he yelled it back, fuck the KKK, and then a bunch of people laughed, and they all smiled and nodded. Baked shook the hands with some of these people. You know, I think one of the big challenges, oh my God, there's 2 drones, 2 DJI Mavics in the air right now. That is super dangerous and super illegal. Yeah, it's over there. Oh, Baked Alaska. Did you meet him? It's fine. Oh, 1 second, dude. No idea. Oh, this looks like RevCon. Actually, no, I have no idea. Sorry. Drone strike. So this, many of you might not know this, but I actually chose one of the first drone test locations for the FAA Drone Coalition a few years ago. And I went down to, I think it was in Virginia. There were a few choices, and I actually consulted the coalition on some of the rules that were implemented today for drone use. Back in 2011, some friends and I hacked a drone to do a live broadcast during Occupy Wall Street, and we set up a bunch of protocols for safety and efficiency. And then I passed that information on to the coalition, and you know, I can't say how much my consulting impacted anything they had to say, but I will say that a lot of the guidelines for drone usage are very, very similar to the guidelines that me and my friends set forth. How's it going, dude? Hey, what up? A lot of the guidelines that we set forth sort of mimic. So, but you know, I think what it may be is there's a lot of people who had similar findings when it came to using drones in public and over crowds and things like that. So that drone that's up there, the same drone I got. I mean, it's a bit unfair because I have like 5 of them. That's the DJI Mavic. It's a brilliant little drone.
Get back on your side, fascist!
I just want to say, do something that'll piss me off.
No,
So-
this is our side now. We own Berkeley now.
As Nazi fascists, would you declare victory today for the fascists?
Yeah, Fourth Reich in Berkeley, basically now. You know, we're gonna put our big. Oh, there's a drone here.
Yeah, there's 2 actually. Super illegal.
You guys should get together for a picture.
How old are you right now?
Okay.
I don't know how many the drone, if
Oh,
you
not-
can shoot it down or not.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 DJI Mavics.
Which one's ours? That one's our guy.
There's an anti-fascist drone and a fascist drone.
Drone wars.
I got the top drone.
The channel again.
We are changed?
I mentioned yesterday. I'm with the guys.
I gotta say, my comment section is incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
Incredible in that's a bunch of trolls yelling Dave's Volt.
Very
or-
original, very intellectual, highly educated comment section. I don't know if you want to take some of the...
What is it?
Show them that no matter how many times
the super mirror mode.
comes out here and threatens us with violence.
You guys are, if you're both...
Guess what? Earth is flat.
I mean, I'm Canadian, but I'm
Yeah, that's one of the comments.
Everybody watching, turn off Luke's stream and go to mine. YouTube.com/TimCast. I'm kidding, don't do that. Everybody watching mine, go to Luke's stream.
Well, if mine goes down, go to Tim's.
Mine went down earlier
Yeah.
for like an hour.
Yeah, we're out here giving you the real news.
I got a super chat. I got a super chat here, guys.
Yeah, the super chat are awesome.
Do you think the handshake and the conversations that lead up to it will help other like-minded people seek peaceful
Read
measures.
Tim's chat.
I really do. So I'm gonna say this to everybody because someone just asked. Baked Alaska was shaking the hands of some of these students out here, and I think that someone also yelled "F the KKK," and then he yelled it back, "Yeah, for sure." And they were like, "Yeah, we don't like them either." And then everyone kind of smiled. And I think one of the big problems is the mainstream media's narrative is extremely divisive, and it's often uninformed. And that's I don't blame all of them, but some of them do it on purpose. Most of them are just ignorant. They say things like it's the alt-right versus the anti-Trump, and the reality is that I think most of these people would agree on a lot of core issues. And when these people on this side are chanting, no fascism and no KKK, most of the people over there are saying the same things in private conversations.
It's oversimplification of anti-fascists and fascists, like
exactly.
Antifa and fascists, and pushing that divide and conquer, because that divide, that conflict sells. Conflict, if it bleeds, it leads. That's the kind of saying in the newsroom. Oh, we gotta. Here we go. All right, yeah, okay. We got.
Was he just dancing on stream?
No, he was.
town just to like,
Tim,
hey, how much shit can we
most of
cause?
them.
Tim, this was not.
No,
dancing.
but not about how much they can cause.
It's all for YouTube hits, man.
These people?
Like I live in Berkeley, so like this is all like YouTube drama. This is like worldwide YouTube drama. Hey, what can we create? These people don't live here.
No, they don't. But look, man, these conservatives tend to be older. I don't think most of them even know YouTube, to be honest.
Oh no, this is a global game, It's like there could be 5 people here, but as long as there's 2 people bashing each other on the head,
The news will run it as the most important story.
That's how news sometimes works.
If it bleeds, it leads, man.
Yeah. That's all mainstream.
What did it say? Someone said I ditched We Are Change for Tim. Look at that, the number went down. Oh my God, it did. Luke's got more viewers than I do. Now I feel bad because I was joking. Don't ditch Luke's stream. I was kidding.
Now he's using reverse psychology, which is a great marketing scheme, because he still is able to plug to get on here. Very, very smart now.
Oh wow! Someone just sent 1,000 Danish kroner. I don't know how much that is, but I really appreciate it. It sounds like a big number.
Facebook Live?
YouTube. I don't think anything's gonna happen. I think it's really it. The rally's ended. There's people on both sides. No one's really doing anything. Everyone's chilling. Yeah,
someone
the
give
cops
them
here,
a
people are getting
Pepsi!
closer and closer to each other. What's that? I actually could use a Pepsi, man. I'm thirsty. Actually, no, Pepsi would dehydrate me. The new thing is Heineken. It's $146. Man, you guys are awesome. That's amazing. Man, YouTube, they were late to the game on this live stream stuff, but this super chat is killer. I don't know if the people who are watching know how much the total. Can you see the total super chat that's come in? It's a really cool feature, man. Again, if you're watching and you give on super chat, for the most part, I will try to read your comments and give you a shout out. But obviously, some people are posting things I can't say, so if you post something I can't say, I can't say it, I won't. So BuzzFeed Live just posted that alt-right groups are protesting in Berkeley. Well, I don't know. Are you guys here at the rally?
Yeah, well, I'm with her.
Is it an alt-right rally?
I wouldn't say it's an alt-right rally, per se. I would say it's just a general rally for the right to free speech and the right to exercise your First Amendment rights.
Do you consider yourself alt-right?
Me personally, I would not say I'm alt-right, no. I'm just, I'm a registered Republican.
Do you think Lauren is alt-right?
I would not say she's alt-right either, no.
So, I guess my question then is if she's one of the speakers, and you wouldn't consider her alt-right. In fact, Antifa calls her alt-light. They don't even call her alt-right. Is it a mischaracterization on BuzzFeed's part then to call this an alt-right event?
Absolutely, yes. I think that's just. I think the alt-right itself isn't really anything, but I think it's turned into a buzzword in itself. And I would say that places like BuzzFeed and other false fake news media outlets.
People are yelling, "Go back to Canada." And Lauren Southern. Did you hear them?
What do they say?
They were yelling, "Go back to Canada."
Oh.
Good to see you, man.
It's getting a little bit violent.
Not on the internet.
Oh, did they?
What's going on?
I'm curious. Say what's up. I think one of my friends said you have like a YouTube channel or something. Yeah, I do. I do YouTube videos.
So the dialogue is calming down.
It's like when
things are at their calmest, this is when the Berkeley PD actually show up in full force. like when the things are at their worst, the Berkeley PD stand up.
When there was
this is a huge show of force. This is the biggest show of force that I've ever seen.
They're wearing helmets.
At Berkeley. They're wearing helmets. They have riot gear. They have less lethal munitions. Never ever have I seen these people, and it's only when there's about 40.
It's Oakland PD.
But hold on.
Oh, wow, they brought an Oakland PD.
Yeah, they brought in Oakland PD.
But you could also say that they learned their lesson last time by not being able to deal with this, and so they decided to come prepared today.
Well, I think it's a little bit different, and I may entertain the kind of conspiratorial kind of realm in this, because throughout the day in the beginning, when there was rumors of Antifa coming and there being a big fight, there was only about 20 officers that were publicly visible. Now that the situation has died down, now that the possibility of conflict is at its lowest, now I think they're trying to save face, even though that is a comment that is not proven with any evidence. But
I think the chance for conflict is greatest now. The event is over, and people just started coming here because there's a counter-protest. If the cops weren't here, people would start arguing. They'd get closer and closer to each other, and then someone would say something derogatory, and then someone would like shove somebody.
But it's not even a counter-protest. It's 10 people who are counter-protesting with a bunch of students from the high school that let out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a counter-protest.
It's a bunch of students who don't know what's going on.
It's not Antifa marching down here in full force.
So I don't know if you noticed this, but here, I'll tell you. Earlier when school let out, the vice principal and another, I believe, teacher were warning students not to go into the park. They were saying things like, what would your parents want you to do? You know, make the smart choice. If you go, it's your own choice. And then I saw all these kids, they start laughing, right?
Yeah.
If you tell a kid not to do something, they're immediately going to do it.
Yeah.
And then one kid said, why? What's happening? And they said, it's a pro-Trump rally. And they were like, okay, and they just walked in.
Yeah.
But I think the more interesting thing is the principal's warning the students about the potential for danger, which I think is not unfounded. There's been violence here, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the students was complaining that there are people over here with masks on, and the teachers don't care. That the students are hanging out with Antifa as though the potential for violence is only on one side.
All right.
So for those that are just tuning in, let me give you a rundown of today's events as things sort of wind down.
I'll never forget a face.
Earlier today, wait, sorry, I'm going to address a super chat. Okay, a super chat, but no comment or anything. Earlier today, we saw one of the locals get in the face of some Trump supporters. Words were exchanged, threats were exchanged, like a come on, come at me. The two guys, a few minutes later, looked like they felt bad, and one person brought them both together and they shook hands and they talked it out, and I posted that photo. I got a super chat here. Someone said, I'm standing next to you and want to help build a web platform or whatever I can do. Thanks, Dustin, for the super chat, for the contribution. All right, looks like the police are moving in. Let's get this. The cops are coming in, shaking hands, it looks like. You know, earlier I asked, I'm curious if which side the police are more worried about in terms of instigating violence. And the thing is, on one side, the Trump people are all just constantly complimenting the police and chanting about how they love police. I don't know if that translates to anything the police might actually, you know, is it gonna make them feel better, or is it actually gonna just make them feel like they're being placated? I think the reality is, most people know, conservatives, they do like police. Many of these people have Blue Lives Matter stickers on their shields, on the Oath Keepers, I should say. Puppy. Puppy is the real hero. All right, so quick recap. The rally went on without a hitch. Some Antifa protesters, not a whole lot, and a lot of high school students showed up, and that's really it. The rally went off without any issue. There was no real violence. I believe I saw one arrest. There may be two, but I'm not entirely sure. And here we are. People had their event. The free speech rally went off with all of its speakers. Gavin McInnes came surrounded by people as they filmed him. Lauren Southern, Baked Alaska, everybody spoke, and then and here we are. You know, the police are keeping the rally side and the, you know, I don't even want to say Antifa because it's a very small group of counter-protesters, maybe 10 people, and a bunch of high school students. But I guess in terms of the greater debate, the free speech, the conservatives, the Trump supporters, I believe they will most likely declare victory on this one as the event went off without violence and without a problem, and everyone got to speak uninterrupted. Lots of press and attention, and no sign of any large Antifa groups or violence. One of the reasons for this event, as posted by Lauren Southern and as commented by many of the rally attendees here, told me, people online on forums and more particularly the post everyone's citing is on Reddit, where someone said violence works. They said, look, if Ann Coulter is being canceled, that means violence works. And the Trump supporters, they wanted to show that that wasn't the case, that if you get violent and shut someone down, they will still show up. I got a super chat here that said, my wife's boyfriend wanted to tell you how triggered I am by your live stream. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully your wife's boyfriend will find some other form of entertaining content that they could watch, but I appreciate the contribution to the stream. And you know, I'll say this, if you're gonna super chat, you're gonna send money to support my journalism. Obviously, there's some things I can't say. I can't, you know, call out certain things for obvious reasons. But honestly, if you're dumping money in my channel, you can say whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I had a discussion, I believe it was with Dave Rubin, when he mentioned sometimes people post racist things or, you know, Nazi stuff, and I laughed and I'm like, hey man, if you're giving me money, say whatever the hell you want. I mean, I can't control that anyway. I think YouTube might ban certain stuff. Uh-oh, bad connection. That's not good. I think we are looking at a wrap here, people. I'm gonna try and find a spot with a better connection, and then I think that might be it, really. Okay, I was just over here streaming with no problem. How could the connection still be bad? That's so annoying. Just sometimes the connection just doesn't work, regardless of where I'm at.
Yo, you're a racist.
Oh. I got attacked by a fascist. These damn Nazis.
Racist bigot.
What's
your channel, man?
What's up? Timcast. All right, enough silly string. Look at this. Look what you did. Lauren Southern just attacked me. I was attacked by a fascist at the Nazi rally.
That can be your head. That'll be your title.
That's the title of the video. And I'll have my hands up in front of the camera like this, and there'll be like a can in front of it.
I'll throw ketchup on you next time for a fact.
And then I'll just collapse. Well, I think I got a super chat here. Let me get this super chat in there. Thanks for reporting this. I'm glad that the violence is almost non-existent, and I want more of what happened with the protesters and Baked. That's from Hugh Rogers. Thanks, man, for the super chat. And hell yeah, dude. Seriously. I just don't. I don't get it. What's the? No, I take that back. I get it. I mean, look. Stay sharp. Thanks for the super chat. There's a group of people that want to speak, and they want to make sure that people are allowed to speak and share ideas, and they're scared of that going away. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And I think a lot of these people are very, very constitutionalist. Thanks for the super chat. Would not want to be attacked by Lauren. I got to admit, that caught me off guard. I don't want to say scared. I was startled. I'm looking at my phone, and then all of a sudden I hear something like fascist, and I hear a can spray. I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm getting sprayed, and I'm like, oh, it's silly string.
Where was that?
I got sprayed with silly string, just right now, by someone I know. Yeah. It was a joke. Getting sprayed with silly string.
No,
I can handle the silly string. We got some dogs here. Dogs are the best. This is a very happy dog. Justice Park. Thank you, Martin Peterson from, I believe, Denmark, for the super chat. Puppy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I wish I had my drone with me.
See, I have black friends. I'm not a racist.
Okay, Blake, you went over there in the picture. Do you want Finn in it or not?
Oh, let's get Finn in the photo.
Someone said, Shep the dog is the best pupper. If you guys have anything for me to shout out to a dog, I will do that. Absolutely. I am a friend of dogs.
Hello.
Alex turned the wrong way, Jen.
I'll be right
This
over
dog
there.
is like the happiest dog I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, for sure, dude. No problem.
Now is it set to take?
This is the best part of the day.
Stay still. We can just get a selfie. It's good.
Yeah, you hold them, Jen. Come on, boy, get in the picture. Did I get it, James?
One of those.
You know what I'm gonna put on a free speech rally for dogs.
Oh, cheers. Thanks for
Everyone's
coming out.
welcome, but the dogs are in charge, so nobody's allowed to fight. You're allowed to pet the dogs, no fighting, no arguing. Oh, look at that. Someone's got a Mavic, but it looks like it's painted. They painted it red, white, and blue or something. I just showed someone's comment to Luke. You almost read it too.
The $5 one that says, I want to SLD.
Super chat. I like rallies with bubbles, silly string, and conversation across party lines. More of this. Tim, thank you for your work. No, thank you for contributing because I completely agree. Oh, wow, the super chats are coming in like crazy. I'm gonna try and get to all the super chats I can. Yeah, how's it going, man? Like a month and maybe 2 months ago now. A month and a half ago. I mean, honestly, I was thinking about Korea, but it could just be more saber rattling. And then a lot of people are sending me the story about the farmers being murdered in South Africa. So I'm looking at that. I've actually, I don't talk about it a lot, but I have friends. I had a couple friends from South Africa, and like 10 years ago, had told me about a bunch of the stuff that's going on there. And so I'm really fascinated by a lot of the problems they're having, like serious problems in South Africa. And so I think it's really interesting to go check it out. And I think the interesting thing is it's kind of it's a really interesting cultural data point on racism, I think, because of its history with apartheid and now the problems they're seeing. And I think it'd be interesting to sort of investigate what's going on with these murders. But I don't know. It's like South Africa is like a pretty daunting task. You know, it's going to be really expensive, hard to get to, and really dangerous too.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, well, thanks for your time.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Have a good one. Take care. Hi. Yeah, I'm live streaming now. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'll be streaming for too much longer, but as long as, you know, people are out and talking, so maybe, I don't know. Before I leave, I mean, if you're around, I'll try and find you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I've been following you for years.
Oh, thank you.
Since back in 2011.
Occupied.
I saw you with the drones.
Yeah.
When you experimented inside.
Oh, yeah, in New York.
Anyway, I don't do Facebook.
Give me your info and I'll send you a text message after I'm done.
I tried to send
Oh, really? Oh, well, thank you.
I want to be able to
Yeah. I'll text you as soon as I'm done.
Okay.
I mean, I'll be here too once I finish.
Okay.
Yeah, library. Khaled, by the way.
There's Mike. Mike!
That's like
help you out whatever way I can.
For sure, dude. This kid has an interesting story he was telling me, and I think, I don't know, he was one of the speakers here, and so, you know, I don't know, I'm not someone who's going to get involved in the politics, but he was telling me some interesting stuff, so I think you guys should.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, you guys were talking. So I think, yeah, you probably have an idea of the stuff you're talking about already. Yeah. I was gonna connect him with Bake because, like I said, like I'm not gonna get in the middle of like the politics.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I mean,
I'll text you as soon as I finish streaming.
We got Vice following us today, so we're gonna.
Oh, yeah.
Grow with the crew. Appreciate you. Yeah, why? Oh, yeah. And Tim, thank you, man. Nice
Yeah, later, dude. Yeah, they're filming for HBO. HBO. Yeah. I'll connect you. I'll connect you online. He's on Twitter at Baked Alaska.
I'm happy to email, like,
Yeah, my email is TIM. You want to write down? Or? It's for everybody on the stream too. I will go find Lauren and the crew. I don't know where they went, but. And for those that are what's up? Oh no, I mean yeah, but they left. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. TIM at TAGG.ly. And that's for all of you who are watching live too. If you need to send me an email, it's on my Twitter account at Timcast, but you can it's TIM at TAGG.ly. And I guess I'll say this too, Tagly is a mobile app that I developed with business partner Isaac Phillips. It's a mobile app that allows you to instantly add text or a logo to a photo. You just open the camera app, you press the button, and it will take a photo or video with your logo and name already in it. And that's my email address. So you can contact me for anything, and you know, I guess they just left. I guess everyone's leaving. So I guess I'm gonna start doing a quick wrap up for everybody who's watching. And then I'm going to try and find an interview I can do so I can get you all video tomorrow that sort of wraps up what we saw here. New videos every single day. So, for those of you that are watching, there's a few things you have to do. You can donate through the Super Chat. That's really appreciated. Or you can go to patreon.com/Timcast and become a monthly contributor so that I can continue to do what I do. The biggest challenge with Patreon, you know, a lot of people, they do studio work and they can use their Patreons as the majority of their income. For me, though, I have to spend money on on flights, on hotels, car rentals, and things like that if I'm going to be able to go around. And yes, car rentals are cheaper than Uber, so it really is a smarter option. That being said, budgets for producing this stuff can get really expensive. You know, right now I get to fly around because I have frequent flyer miles, and that makes things cheap. But you know, it can only last so long. I appreciate all of you who contribute on Super Chat. Everyone on Patreon, thank you all so much. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I will be making videos every single day. I will not stop every day, no days off, never, unless I'm like in the hospital, I guess. And I'll still figure something out, you have my word. And you can follow me on Twitter, Periscope, Instagram. I am everywhere at Timcast. I don't know what's gonna happen now, but it looks like things are dying down and I'm hearing that a lot of people just left, so I'm probably gonna get out of here. So I appreciate everyone who tuned in. Stay tuned for another video tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And share the videos if you like them. Adios.